Hey humans, welcome back to otro videito más. Today we are going to be continuing the primes versus zoom series, and today we are going to test out the 35 1.4 from Sony versus a 24-70 Sigma 2.8. So like we did on the last video, I'm gonna take you through a bunch of different shots, photos, videos, and then at the end we are gonna put these on the camera so you guys can see the difference of what it looks like as a talking head shot. Very simple, very straightforward. I'm showing you this so you don't have to go out and buy these lenses and try it out. This way you can decide before you buy what look you like more. Do you like the versatility of the zooms or the bomb-ass looking pictures and videos from the primes? My opinion, primes are better, zooms are more versatile, but which one do you want? I have both, so thankfully I don't have to choose. But if you do, then stick around. All right, let's get started. Here we are with the photo comparison. Here are the pictures from the 24-70 and here are the pictures from the 35. These are going to be at 2.8 and these are going to be at 1.4 at all times. Right now I'm focusing on Pickle Rick, which is the main subject. In the 2.8 you can notice that the background, it doesn't look that messy as it did with the 24mm. I think the background looks pretty decent actually. I really don't have any complaints. Obviously when you jump over and compare it to the background from the 1.4, it's a lot blurrier. The only upside with the 2.8 is that you can kind of tell what's going on in the background, but it still looks blurred out. It's just enough detail. Back here on the 1.4, it's gone. The PRT.PHO is just gone. You can't even tell what it is. So it's very pronounced, but the 24-70 at 35 is really starting to give off those prime vibes. So I just wanted to point out that if you watch the previous video where we're comparing the 24mm on the 24-70, the 24 just it lacks quite a bit. But in here with the compression and everything, I think it's starting to get there to that look of a prime. So I do really like this image at 2.8. I'm biased. I love this picture at 1.4 because Pickle Rick is just there. He's just standing out. Like I said in the previous video, it does the job. The prime does what it's supposed to do, which is isolate the subject. But don't get me wrong, on the 2.8, Pickle Rick is pretty isolated as well. But it just depends how much isolation do you want, how much isolation do you need. I'm gonna go ahead and move to the furthest focus. So right here, we're gonna move here, and then on the 1.4, we're gonna move here. So this is another way to look at it if you wanna use foreground elements. So as you see, Pickle Rick is now acting as a foreground element and you can see the difference. I think they both look good, but the foreground definitely looks messy. I guess it kind of does too here. I'm gonna say that it's Pickle Rick, the one that looks messy, but I think I would prefer the 2.8 from the 24-70 because I feel like it adds to the image. But again, it just depends on look. This is why I'm doing this, so you guys can look at it and decide for yourself which ones do you like more. I'm gonna jump back to the main Pickle Rick, but yeah, you can see on the Santa hat, it's a big difference. you're basically getting a blob of light, and in here you can kind of still tell what it is. So yeah, if you love that bokeh, obviously the 1.4 is the one for you. But yeah, which one do you like more and why? I'm really curious. Let me know in the comments below what you think. All right, so I'm gonna try to keep the same composition as on the last video with the 24mm. I think this is pretty close, but I definitely have to push the camera back. Cannot reach it at the moment, like at all. So this is the 24-70 at 35mm. I think it looks pretty good. It's at 2.8, so this is what you'll get. This is kind of like the separation that you're gonna get, and it has a little bit more compression than the 24, and unless you want to show your entire studio, this is probably better to isolate a little part of your studio. But seriously, what do you think? I think it looks good. I think the compression helps. Now my Santa hat, you see it? My Santa hat's almost out of frame. I guess I could go up a little bit, but then my hands here are gonna be out of frame. So let's jump in to the 35 1.4 and see how that one looks. All right, let's go. I can't reach it. All right, so this is a 35mm 1.4 from Sony at 1.4. And yes, I did lower the ISO, so the image might be a little bit better, less noisy, less grainy, you know, all the good stuff. So I think overall, better quality, better picture quality. And the bokeh looks good. I haven't seen them side by side, but from a distance, because I am at a distance, I think it looks pretty good. It's just enough separation, not just enough, it's pretty out there. Like it looks like this is like a green screen. I'm looking at the Ninja 5 just to see it, but I think it adds quite a bit of separation, obviously compared to the 2.8 and the 100 ISO instead of 500. I think it looks better. You can always turn your light up brighter so your ISO can go lower. Still a thing to consider. Lower ISOs on your primes if you're shooting wide open.